The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Bank up for better. Sign up today. EdgeBoost.bet code HOPENY to get a $25 deposit bonus. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is currently Friday morning, May 23rd, around 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm host episode Scott Reichel, once again joined by Adam Rosenberg. Together, we're going to break down our favorite props for the Friday card. Adam, how's it going with you? What's up?
Well, I texted you last night because we were gonna do a little bit of labbing, and what do I find? I find that there's like a little bit of flooding in my basement. And what did you tell me? Because when I said that,
the secret is not having a basement if you just have an apartment.
Yes, and then I said the secret was dying alone. But anyway, seems to be a little bit better now. But
how about the water damage?
It's not, I think, but it's not like there's no water damage because it's the unfinished part of my basement.
Okay.
So like my part where you're seeing here, sorry, Kramer, that I'm not using your background. I like my background that he designed for us in the SGPN Slack. But the other side of this wall is an unfinished thing, and it's all like all sorts of nonsense. And so it's cement, and it's a foundation, and it's got some water, and it's like not a lot. Most of it's already dried up, but it's just annoying. And
okay, you made it sound like the entire bottom floor was kind of destroyed.
Yeah, I kind of embellished a little bit because it was 11 p.m. So.
All right. Well, at least it's not as bad as maybe you thought initially, so it could have been worse. But
correct.
Besides that, how's it going?
It's good. There's a lot of stuff that I like on today's slate. So, look at I like this guy's name, Skrills DiBiase.
Yeah, he's here all the time.
I didn't realize his last name was DiBiase, like the $1 Million Man.
He's always alive from the curb.
I love it. I know he's live from the curb, so yeah, all right, that's good. The curb's got good Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
I'm into it. So
it also has a lot of enthusiasm.
That's what we'd like to see it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to do it. I'm just getting a couple different things out that I liked, and yeah, ready to go.
Yeah, it's been a good run for me recently. I believe I went undefeated in 2 of the last 3 episodes. Went 2-1 last episode, so can't complain. Going to try to keep it rolling here for Friday. Anyway, I do want to move on to the games here and the actual props. Before we get to that, the reminder that we have a discount code right now in the merch store. So if you go to the SGPN website and you do want to check out the merch store there, don't forget to use the promo code DGENS for 20% off everything in the merch store, whether it involves MLB Gambling Podcast stuff, Tennis Gambling Podcast stuff, NBA Gambling Podcast stuff, you name it. Point is 20% off everything in the merch store if you use code DGENS at checkout. Anyway, time to move on into the actual props for the card for Friday. Adam, as always, I'll let you go first. What's going to be your first prop for the card today?
The first one that I'm going to go with today, we just talked about this before we went on air, but Slade Ciccone, it is Ciccone. His grandparents say that they get upset that he calls himself Ciccone because they say Ciccone, but he says Ciccone. I don't care. Slade Ciccone, over 2.5 earned runs, plus 112. He was really good. I've always kind of liked him as when he was a prospect that he got brought over by
Arizona, right?
Yeah, Arizona. Yeah. I don't hate him, but there's 2 things he does really well. He strikes people out and he gives up runs. The guy throws and lives hard. So he has actually, in terms of starts, he has given up 3 runs or more in 4 straight dating back to last year. 7 of 10 starts he has done this. And he's especially not that great against lefties. Detroit actually has a lineup of a lot of lefties. Detroit's actually as bad as people think they're hitting. They're actually just putting the ball in play a lot. So this is sort of a little bit of a recipe for disaster here. But he could still get 5Ks. He could still get 6Ks. He's kind of got a Flaherty type of mold where he could give up 3. So 2.5 over at plus money, given how often he's done it, and that he has below average pitches on everything but a cutter. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to do that. So that's my first play.
Yeah, so it's a good price for a guy that's been pretty underwhelming, I'd say, for most of his career. I know you mentioned you liked him initially because he had some upside.
I like him. I mean, you could take his Ks too. I mean, like I do think he probably strikes out 5 or 6 guys. But if you look at whenever he goes the second and third time he goes through an order, everything balloons. The third time through the order is nightmare scenarios. Every single time, it's like an 18 ERA. The second time through the order, things ballooned last year. Second time, he's obviously only had 1 start this year. But yeah, he's Let me just look at that. So yeah, this year there isn't good sample size, but if you had last year as a starter, first time through the order is an ERA of 1.61. Second time through the order, it goes to 10.23. And then third time through the order goes to 10.80. That's telling me that this guy actually probably shouldn't start because his stuff is pretty predictable.
Yeah, sounds like a bullpen guy. But I was going to say he had some upside initially when he came up, and we're still waiting to see him actually channel it all together, but it hasn't happened yet. So I don't mind that. Detroit's also very good at home. So I do like the spot there for
they're the best record in the AL.
Yeah. So I like the Saccone fade there it was plus money, right?
Yeah, plus 112. If you use an exchange, it's plus 140. I forgot to use the exchange. So
there you go. So great price there in the exchange. Moving on to my first prop on the actual card, I'm going to go with a couple of batter props. I'm in a hater mood today. I have a bunch of unders on hitters today. Starting off with my first play, I'm going to go with Josh Rojas. I'm going to go with his under half a hit at minus 125. He's had no hits in 9 of his last 10. He's had no hits in 5 straight home games, and Molly's pitching for Texas. He's had 0 hits in 11 career plate appearances against Molly. I get he bets somewhat high in the order, so you might have to face a couple of at-bats, probably 4 if I had to guess, but he's been terrible, awful against Molly. Molly's been good this season, and once again, no hits in 9 of his last 10. The whole White Sox offense stinks, but Rojas does bat pretty high up there for a guy that never gets on base. So I'll go with Rojas under on his hits here. Give me Rojas no hit at minus 125 as my first play on this one.
Like it. Somebody had said last week, somebody had alluded to Molly being a Cy Young candidate. You can't be a Cy Young candidate when you only get 6 Ks per 9. It's vanity metrics, but yes, everything else about him is good. I think that's great. There's nobody on the White Sox that's other than what's his name, Malandroit or Mendroth. The guy.
Mendroth is good for the single and he steals bases. But I know Rob was talking about the trade market for him. Have you looked at your numbers for the last 2 years?
Yeah, he's terrible.
I think there's a smaller market than you think, Robert. No. But either way, and Eloy is somewhere in the minors. So there you go.
He also just clearly doesn't want to play.
Correct, 100%. But 100%. I'm just saying. But either way, that's gonna be my first play. I'll fade one of the bad White Sox guys in the lineup. There are a lot of them, but I'll go with Rojas in this matchup because he's 0 for 11 lifetime against Molly. I'll ask you though, what's going to be your second prop for the card on Friday?
So we are going to be fading Sean Burke, not the infamous Hartford Whalers goalie. Also played for the Flyers. Who else did he play for? Canucks? Canes. Played for the Canes. But that is Sean Burke. Yeah, we're going to fade him. And we're going to stay within this game, and we are going to go with the Jake Burger revenge angle. So Jake Burger, actually in his last game against the White Sox, he had a home run when he was on the Marlins. This is his first time going to guarantee rate. Yeah, guarantee rate field. His career there, guarantee rate field, he had 46 home runs. He had more home runs when he was there than he did on the road as a White Sox. But we're going to take his total bases, and we're obviously going to sprinkle on the home run. His total bases is plus 135, which is a great price. So another reason why we're liking this is because as bad as Sean Burke is, he has been and as bad as sometimes the Rangers we think they are. Burger's really been bringing it on lately. He's got 3 home runs since he got called back up. He's got hits in 8 out of his last 10. I'm looking at his last 5 games, and he is, last 5 games, he's got an expected batting average of 300. He's batting 250, WOBA 360, expected WOBA 440, slugging 600. He's kind of mashing right now, and we think that Sean Burke is not good. So give me a guy who's got a reason to hit one into the seats at a place he used to play in a park he's comfortable in. Jake Burger, over 1.5 total bases and the home run. The home run is plus 390.
I was going to say he got sent down for a bit, and it seems like it actually helped him fix some stuff.
Probably, so. Yeah. It's one of those rare occurrences. People think that Jake Burger's been in the league longer than he is. I was like, oh shit, they have options on him. Like they could do that. That's great. And he came back and he's been seeing the ball really well.
Yeah, and Burke, I know that his overall numbers might seem okay, but his Sierra is atrocious.
His Sierra's atrocious. His FIP's atrocious. He can't strike guys out. He walks guys. He has a terrible ground ball rate.
Besides that, he's fun.
Yeah, besides that, he's fine. One thing, there's nothing I like about this guy at all.
And the name's okay.
Easy
to pronounce.
It's easy to pronounce.
Yeah. But yeah, at the end of the day, Berger's been hitting better than you might think for a pretty bad lineup right now. But I think it's a good spot for him to do some damage in this game. So before we get into my second and third props for the card and Adam's third prop, reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, which is Edge Boost. Because they are the first ever bank for bettors, ensure that all gambling transactions are approved. Usage fees and open balance, cash rewards as well. 100% approval. For the deposit, sign up today, edgeboost.bet. Per code SGPN. When you deposit $5, Edge match deposit, edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy because they have their brand new promo. They're going along for the NBA playoffs with their extender bonus, hop in game one, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. We sign up for a new account, though. Use the promo code MLBSGPN. They get a special pick and a first-time deposit offer up to 1K bonus cash on fantasy promo code MLBSGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first couple props for the card on Friday. See a question for you, by the way. I see Rodney asking if you like Brandon Donovan to get 2 hits today.
If you can find the market, by the way, on Brendan Donovan to be league hits leader, I like that, just so you know. Let's see. Who they going against? Let's take a look.
The Cardinals are going up against Gallen, who's been a mess.
Gallen has been
the last 2 starts.
Gallen has been much better. This is in St. Louis. Gallen's been way better on the road. He's been awful at home, but he's been way better on the road. Let me just see. I mean, his hits number is high, and in terms of road, but in terms of the road, I mean, he's had 2 really bad starts on the road, and then he had 1 really bad start on the road, and then he had 2 really good starts on the road. It's fine because I think it's okay. What's the price that you're seeing? I guess we should look at it for him. I can pull it up right now. Yeah, what's the price that you're seeing on it?
So Donovan for the hits here, I see 1.5 at around plus 220 on FanDuel.
I like that. Yeah, I don't hate that. How's he been? He's done all right against him. I guess the thing is that I would rather take his let's see how he's been on. No, he just like never gets that. I mean, I guess the thing is with him. Oh no, he's 142. Yeah, I would do it. I mean, the price is good because I was like, why don't you just take his double? But he's just like he hits singles.
No, he's a massive singles guy.
The problem is with it is that I don't like taking 2 hits on a home team kind of thing because
you might be losing at bat.
You're gonna lose it at bat. So I don't know. Like it's one of those I don't love it kind of things. I like it. So yeah. I just buyer beware on that issue. That's all.
Yeah, and I see Benjamin also asking about Bayo because he's been really bad this year, but the Orioles suck. Initially,
yeah, it's also isn't that the first game?
I believe so. I was gonna say when it comes to fading Bayo here, you're in a weird spot for how the Red Sox are going to handle the rotation today because Giolito's been bad too. So I do question if they're going to pull Bayo early. They might because he's not very good to begin with, at least this year. I thought about the walks at 2.5, but Baltimore never walks. But Bayo's walked, I think, 5+ guys in 2 straight, I think. So, or 2 of the last 3 he's walked 5 guys. So maybe the over 2.5 walks are like plus 110, plus 126 I see on Caesars.
Yeah.
Exchange is plus 160 if you want to use that for over 2.5 walks, which I don't mind. But you have any thoughts there? Because I feel like plus 160 for an exchange on the Bayo 2.5 walks when he's walked 5 guys in 2 of the last 3. I think that's a decent price. Kind of a nuts price, to be honest.
The problem is who's starting tomorrow. I mean,
later today you have Giolito. I got to figure out who's starting the day after.
I don't mind the. Let me just look one thing.
It is a doublehetter though, so I kind of have to.
Yeah, it's kind of a doubleheader. That's a great reference. Someone dropping the R.A. Dickey reference. Let me just see about. Yeah, nobody on Baltimore walks is the problem.
I know.
It's like it's not a good target for that prop. I would if you're expecting him to have traffic, just bet over 2.5 earned runs at minus 137. I think the best thing that I would do for Bayo would probably be they really listed him at 15.5 for outs.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's juiced heavily to the under at 130.
It's just the problem is it's a terrible matchup. So I think you probably want to do if anything, maybe the hits over. He's gone over. He had 10 and 6. The thing is about Bayo is that they kind of leave him to just die when they need him to, and it's a double header. Who's pitching the second double header?
It's Giolito, who's also really bad.
So Bayo's gonna have Bayo's gonna probably have to go the distance. Well, the thing is the bullpen's completely fresh, so I would probably lean more towards the over hits than anything. I can't really do the 3 walks just because the problem is the O's really don't walk.
I'm only mentioning it because I saw plus 160 on the exchange, and I think that price is just massive.
It is, but it's the 29th team in walks.
I get it.
The price can be great, but it just doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but once again, you should struggle. You can kind of pick whatever you want, but I don't mind the hits play too. I just feel like plus 160. I might consider gambling on that if you have access to the exchange, but either way.
Everyone should have access to an exchange. It's not bad.
Nothing's really jumping out. I'm just looking at the price. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I see the plus. Yeah, the plus on. I mean, it's a solid price. Here's the thing, though. The timeout about exchanges, and we can get back into the things. Don't bet on exchanges the way you do on like sports books. They're not the same because it's a totally different type of like liquidity and things are moving. You just shouldn't. You can't approach it the same way. It's not like betting on a sports book because like your price has to be matched, all sorts of things. I don't know. It's really hard for me. The last thing I'll just say on this is that it's very hard for me to take a negative Red Sox prop against a Baltimore team.
Yeah, that's fair. So, I mean, I feel like for exchanges, we mostly use it for just extreme price differentials. I feel like that's how we use it.
We use it when there's an extreme price differential on an angle that we really like. That we like. So, yeah. I mean, we've been doing really well on it, but you could do really badly on it if you treat it like, oh, it's an outlier. It's the best price because it's always going to have the best price because it's not because the problem is that it's not the same amount of people. It's like it's 100% based on liquidity.
Yeah.
So like someone has to match it.
So there you go. But either way, apologies there, Larry, if we didn't really help that much. But it's a pretty weird game between the Red Sox and the Orioles. Moving on though to my second prop on the card. Said before, I'm going to be a hater today. I'm going to go with Trent Grisham under half an RBI at minus 120. It's a massive total. I get it. Total's like 12. Gordon's pitching for Colorado. He's not really good. However, Grisham's leading off. So I find the RBI price very cheap, actually, for the under at minus 120. He's had no RBIs in 8 straight. No RBIs in 5 of the last 6 road games. He's batting leadoff. The Yankees have also not been that great offensively recently. I know a trip to Coors might help with that, but they've scored less than 6 runs in 4 of their last 5. Also, he's had no RBIs in 4 straight against the Rockies. Career batting average in Colorado, 210. In his career. So not exactly the best Coors numbers, but a leadoff guy batting, once again, batting in a spot where he's probably not going to have many guys on base. The bottom of the order for the Yankees not very good. And no RBIs minus 120. I think it's a great price to fade Trent Grisham. I mean, his home run price is pretty cheap, but if he doesn't hit a home run, you like your chances? So I'll take a shot here. Give me Trent Grisham under half an RBI at minus 120. Thoughts?
Makes sense. Just keep in mind that he's led off games with a ton of home runs this year, and and actually he has the most RBIs of any position he's had in the batting order. One leading off is best. Also, they're all home runs. It's like 6 home runs and 8 RBIs. So like most of it's that. He's super cheap to hit a home run today. I
think he's too cheap to hit a home run today, personally.
I mean, I'm not betting Trent Grisham at plus 240 to hit a home run. I have too much fear of him leading off with a home run on this one because like heat maps don't look great. But generally speaking, this should be fine. I mean, he's also as the leadoff guy, he's still only batting like 215.
Yeah.
No, it's not. A lot of things have to happen. Plus, who would be batting 9th?
So look at the actual projected Yankees order. I know they had Vivas who homered yesterday, but I don't believe he's batting 9th. I think he's batting more like 8th. I mean, they got DJ's corpse somewhere in the bottom of the order
stinks.
too. But looking at the Yankees projected lineup at the bottom, you have Wells batting 7, you have LeMahieu batting 8, Vivas batting 9, and you got Grisham who's batting leadoff. So not the best at the bottom of the order right now for the Yankees. And I think minus 120 is just a great price. I get the argument Grisham could go yard. He can. But if he's plus 240 to hit a home run, and he's like minus 300 not to, and I'm only scared of the home run, I'll take minus 120.
Okay.
So I'll take that approach there. But Gordon also is allowed no home runs this season. So maybe he can actually keep the ball in the ballpark. Probably not, to be honest. We'll see what happens. And yeah, we'll go from there. But I like the leadoff guy to not hit an RBI, not get an RBI minus 120. So that's my second prop for the card. What's your third prop for the card?
My third prop is going to be a guy who we constantly bet on the show because we like him. Matt Boyd, who I think is incredibly underrated. Matt Boyd has turned it on, and he has his last. I'm going to take his 7 Ks. He has 7, 8, and 8 in his last 3 starts. He has one of the better overall. Let me just look over on Boyd. I mean, he has a K rate on the road of 24%. His last 3 weeks, his K rate has been 33%, which is bonkers. He is, let's also just take one quick look as we look at how a team is against lefties. Looking at Cincinnati. Oh, there's a lot of blue. I am looking at handygraphs.com. There's a lot of blue. I see Ellie De La Cruz, who might strike out. I see Spencer Steer, who has a 40% K rate in his last 30 plate appearances. Blue Jays legend Matt Boyd. I didn't realize that. I knew he was on the Tigers. I totally forgot about that one.
He was also on Cleveland for a bit.
And he was on Cleveland. Tyler Stevenson is another target. Matt McClain is another target. I just think that there's a lot of guys here on this whiff-heavy Reds team that actually doesn't hit very well at home. So give me Matt Boyd to continue to roll as a pretty unsung hero of this Cubs starting rotation. It's plus 148. So again, as I always remind everybody, higher than plus. If it's plus, if I usually give out a plus money play. If it is even money to plus 120, lay the unit. If it is 120 or more, do it to win a unit. It controls your bankroll. And then if you lose, you don't come crying to me saying, I lost 1.5 units. You didn't. You lost like 0.8. So you're fine. Anyway, that's what I like.
Yeah. So moving on to my last prop, said before I was going to.
That's it? You didn't even have nothing else to say, and you're just like, yeah, fuck this.
To be honest, I got an NBA show in like half an hour. I'm trying to have time to edit it. But either way, I agree with the play, so it's fine. I have nothing else to add. I have no notes. 10 out of 10, no notes.
No notes.
So for my last play, I'm going to keep the hater train rolling here. I'm going to go with Rhys Hines. I'm going to go with his under half a hit at minus 110. Talked about Boyd, and I will back him to some degree by fading one particular batter in this game. Hines has been really bad dating back to last year. He's had no hits in 16 of his last 18 games. On top of that, Boyd's pitching for Chicago. Hines has no hits in 5 plate appearances against lefties this season, and we might get pinch hit for later on in the game. He stinks. He's really, really bad. He was fun for like a week and a half with the Reds last year, and then after that, he became a pumpkin pretty quickly. So the point is, I don't think Hines is that good.
We call him Black Adam Dunn.
Honestly, it's an insult to Adam Dunn.
I don't think that's fair, but sure.
I mean, Adam Dunn had 40 home runs in a couple seasons. Hines would kill for 40 home runs in his career at this point. But
all right.
I think Hines is a guy who once again has got power, but he strikes out a ton. And I think Boyd can definitely make him look silly with the off-speed pitches a couple of times. But the thing about lefties, though, is that means Lux is probably not batting in the order because I don't believe they ever use him against lefties. So if they end up pulling Boyd, he might get pinch hit for Lux because Lux is obviously better than he is. But the point is, Hines might end up only getting like 2 at-bats in this game. So the fact that minus 110 for a guy that doesn't get many hits anyway and a guy that might have limited opportunities at the plate, I think has some value to it. Give me Rhys Hines under half a hit at minus 110 to wrap up my hater trifecta on the card. You have any thoughts on that one? I know you also think Hines stinks.
I think Hines stinks.
So there we go. I'll fade him minus 110.
Yeah.
So I'll go with that. And Francona knows he stinks because he pinch hits for him like half the time.
I was about to say, he probably doesn't get all 5 at-bats either.
I think he gets like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So there you go. They're also the home team. So if they're actually winning, he might not have to bat in the 9th inning anyway. So you got that in your back pocket too. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for our 3 props each for the Friday card. Now it's time for the best bets in the Underdog segment. For that, the reminder that we're brought to you by our sponsor, Rhythm, because they're the home of Avid Picks and Props. Are available for the playoffs, for the golf cards, for baseball, for WNBA. Shout out to Whoopi. Shout out to Rebecca Lobo.
Oh, yeah, dude. The Whoopi Goldberg model's been killing it.
We've been crushing with that model for so far on the sides in the WNBA. Hopefully, we'll keep it rolling here moving forward. But a reminder, you can also try it for free for a week by using the 7-day free trial. When you do sign up for a new account, though, use their 2 discount codes. You can choose either the monthly discount, Progressive Chance 25 for 25% off, or the annual discount, promo code SGPN50 for 50% off. Reminder, Rhythm, promo code SGPN20 of your SGPN50. Sign up for the free trial for a week by using the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM link. We're also brought to you by Circle Ultimate Fantasy Ball giveaway because they are the right now, I'd say, best giveaway that I could find on the market, because you can definitely capitalize on their Ultimate Fantasy Ball giveaway because there's a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs, and you get a ton of perks with that. 2-night stay at the Circle Resort and Casino for the entire 12-person league. Get your draft at the Cabana Stadium with a $5,000 food and beverage credit, limo, transportation, tour from the airport, welcome party, a legacy club for the league, and much more. Contest is from May 5th to June 30th. Sign up at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag because they're the book to bet in every sport. Whose bookie?
My bookie.
They have the NBA playoffs. They have the MLB cards. They have the NHL playoffs. They have tennis. They have UFC. You name it. They're also available in a ton of locations. Use crypto for all income payouts. Easy deposits. When you do sign up for a new account, though, use the promo code SGPN when you actually sign up to get a 100% odds match up to 1K. Terms and conditions apply. MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the props that we have for the card. Time for our best bets. Adam, I'll let you go first. What's going to be your best bet for the show?
Probably give me the Burger. Let's make Burger coming back to Chicago. You think he doesn't want to get him a little something? Let's do that. Let's take a Burger. Let's give me a Burger bomb.
And what was the price on that again? It was 4-1.
Around that. It's like plus 390. Yeah.
There we go. For my best bet, it's either going to be between Grisham or it's going to be between Hines. I'm going to take Hines.
Okay. I like that. I like that Hines play.
Minus 110 is a great price for a guy that really might not finish the game. In addition to being a member of the home team, so you might end up already getting no ninth inning. He gets pinch hit for all the time because he sucks. And Gavin Lux is probably going to be available in this game off the bench because they never let him bat against lefties. It's a great spot for him to get lifted if he goes 0 for 2. And the strikeout in the game is like minus 300. He's really bad. He's really bad. I mean, he's had no hits dating back to last year and 16 of the last 18 games he's played in. Give me Hines under on his hits there at minus 110. Do want to ask you, though, for the underdog entry, I know that we usually do it during the ad read, but I feel like we could have saved it for the underdog entry. And in the robots for the card for the underdog entry.
The robots like a play that I did like that I know is a little scary for folks, but it's Zach Wheeler under 6.5 strikeouts. And I really do like it because he's going to Sacramento. It's not really easy to this A's team actually doesn't really overwhelmingly K. Bullpen's pretty rested. Wheeler hasn't been getting a ton of Ks the last couple starts. He had a couple big ones, but
he's still pitching well. So it's not like he needs
still pitching well. I just don't. I'm not sure if I like it. So I think that should be a play for us. I think the robots liking Zach Wheeler under 6.5 strikeouts, I think is a solid angle for us.
Yeah. So I can get behind that too. I think that's definitely worth something for entry. You want to recycle any of our other plays? You want to just find something new for the entry?
I'm fine with, well, there's a couple other things that I really liked. So okay. I'd like to back McKenna. So, it's in the chat. Do I think Hunter Green's Ks is low, assuming he's not on pitch count? I think Hunter Green's stuff is so elite that it's not going to matter. So I'm okay with putting that in this.
Yeah. Do you want to go for it?
Yep. Let's do that. And then another one that I really liked, guys, that I didn't get a chance to give out. I really like, I don't know if we can back this on Underdog. Let me look. But
well, you can say it. I can check.
No, I'm looking. I'm the one who puts our entry in.
I'm saying I have a database open. I could check if you want me to look.
Well, no, it's not available. But basically, so bonus play. If you guys want a bonus play, I think that plus 210 for Mackenzie Gore to get a win is a bonkers freaking number. He's got 17.5 as his outs, and the Giants flew from the West Coast and had a game yesterday. Yes, the Nats did too, but the thing that I think that we should, anyway, I just think it's a bonkers play. The Nats are also on a 5-game winning streak. They're hitting extremely well. I think that's a great play.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask, do you want to just do Gore out?
That's what I was about to say. I'm going to say, let's take Gore outs because they also went to didn't they go to extras yesterday? Or they walked it off. I don't know if they necessarily went to extras, but
they won in extras yesterday.
Okay, so then let's do Gore over 17.5.
And
he's
for
been
the
over
record,
that in like 6 straight at home games.
Their starter Williams only went 3 2/3. They actually used 6 relievers yesterday.
Okay, so let's do that.
not the largest pitch count for a decent amount of them, but at least they used a bunch of relievers. So
the walks concern me a little bit, but I think it's pretty strong otherwise. All right, guys. Hunter Green higher 6.5 strikeouts, Mackenzie Gore higher 17.5 pitching outs, and Zach Wheeler lower 6.5 strikeouts. The Zach Wheeler play is a rhythm robot play.
There you go. And what was the payout for the 3?
6.54 multiplier, which does not necessarily mean plus 654, as we've learned.
Yes, but either way, still
it's still pretty solid. I'm putting it in for you.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks. Anyway, we'll be back once again for the prop show on Monday. I'll be back later to do the game breakdowns for Saturday. And if you want the actual thoughts for the game breakdowns on Friday, did the episode yesterday. So check that out as well. Find me on Twitter, Rice Radio. Find him on Twitter at Hey Rosenberg. I'll be on the NBA show in about half an hour. Tennis show later, bunch of podcasts, WNBA as well. Did an episode last night with Terrell. Till next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.